I just wanna party, baby, get it started. I just wanna party, baby, get it started. I just wanna party, baby, I just wanna party. Oh, wanna party, baby, get it started. I just wanna party.
So what's up, everybody? Welcome to my page. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this rainbow aka pride makeup look. It took me about 20 minutes to get this look, so if you guys are interested, just keep watching. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm starting off with my face already cleaned. I also did my eyebrows off camera for convenience because it takes me way too long to do my eyebrows. I also don't have on my wig, but I'm gonna get into that later. So to prime my face, I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Master Prime Primer in the color green for redness control. And I'm also going to be using the Urban Decay De-Slick Primer on my T-zone area because my skin is very oily. I also use this time to exfoliate and moisturize my lips so that later on, once I apply my lip gloss or lipstick, my lips are not dry. And today I'm going to be using this palette. It is the BH Cosmetics 120 color palette in the second edition. And I'm going to be using this e.l.f. primer in the shade Sheer. I use this primer to make my eyes a little bit more tacky to be able to hold the powder that I'm going to be using, because the BH Cosmetic palette is a little bit powdery and it does have a lot of fallout. So I use this primer to catch, whatever it can onto it to give me a little more pigmentation. Okay, and besides the palette, I also use this MAC single eyeshadow in the color Chrome Yellow. I use this color on both of my eyes, only in the inner corners. I didn't end up using the yellow that was inside the BH Cosmetic palette because the yellow was more of a whitish yellow. Then I went into two of the orange eyeshadows from the BH Cosmetic palette, and I just patted as light as possible because the orange was not as pigmented as I needed it to be. So I do that on only this one eye. So now I'm working the rainbow from one side to the other side. And I'm using one of my red lipsticks. You can use any shiny red lipstick that you have, and I just rubbed that on my lid and buffed it out a little bit with a brush before applying a little bit of one of the red eyeshadows over it to help make it more pigmented. And then I also followed with two shades of pinks. And then I use my finger to kind of blend all the colors together. And also I followed it with the brush and my crease to blend all the colors together. And the yellow was not as bright as I was wanting it to be, so I kept like piling it back on, back and back and back and back and back. And then here you see me. Now I'm adding the other side of the rainbow. I'm going in with the green eyeshadow, and that was a lot more pigmented than I thought it would be, so that was easy. That was probably one of my favorite colors to put on because it was just an easy fix, you know. And then here I'm going in with the blue. So if you Google a picture of a rainbow, you can literally do your colors any order that you want. I really like the yellow, and that's why I decided to put the yellow in my corners, because I wanted the same color to be on both eyes in my corners. Okay, so now I'm finished adding all the colors, and then I'm just gonna go in and add a little bit more yellow and just try to clean up any mistakes that I made or any places where I overlapped the eyeshadow too much. I'm just going in with a brush and just blending it all out. So now that I'm satisfied for the time being, I'm going in with this e.l.f. white eyeliner pencil. And I'm just lining under my eyes to add a little bit of eyeshadow under it to try to keep that same rainbow effect. Okay, so now that I'm satisfied with the eyeshadow look, I'm gonna give you guys a little concert. And then I'm gonna get into doing my foundation. This is the Tom Ford foundation in the color 12.0. I believe it's the color Madagascar, and I'm wasting it everywhere. I just bought this foundation. It's a little bit dark. It could be a little bit lighter on me, but I like it for the most part. It does lighten up once it oxidizes, so yeah. So I'm going in with the, I believe this is the LA Girl concealer in the color Chestnut. And I also added a little bit of dark cocoa just so that the chestnut doesn't overpower my face. And I only added the dark cocoa under my eyes. And I'm just going to go in with a foundation brush. I prefer a foundation brush when I'm blending out the concealer because it doesn't move it too much, but it moves it enough for my liking. Then I'm going in with a wet sponge just to finish off blending out the concealer. And I'm just using the access to do the lower part of my face. And this is Ben Nye setting powder in the shade Dolce. And I like this color because it's more of a brown. It's not really like a yellowy color because that's not my undertone. So I really like this one. To me, it's more realistic on my face. So I'm just doing my whole face and leaving my nose because I like for the highlight to be pretty bright on my nose. So I let it sit for a little while. And now I'm gonna start contouring my nose. I use a blush from MAC. And so I just use a small brush for my nose. And I just carve the shape that I want my nose to look. And then I get a bigger brush, a fluffy contour brush, and I use that same blush. And I also use something to like keep the line between my contour and my highlight to keep it separate. And yeah, just blend it out. And once I'm done, I just get a clean brush to blend the line between the contour and the highlight, just to make it actually look like someone's face and not like I put a piece of paper there and made a line, even though that's what I did. So yeah, this is a clean brush and I'm just going over my face. And I didn't highlight my chin, so I just put a little highlighter powder. And now I'm wiping off the highlight with a clean brush. And then I'm going in with the contour again. And a little concert. And I use my finger to blend out the highlight on my nose because it's easier for me. And then I just follow it up with the sponge and powder. And then I'll blend it out with the contour. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna be adding my eyelashes and eyeliner off camera. These are eyelashes that I purchased off of AliExpress for 99 cents. I have the link listed below. And I'm gonna be adding my highlight. And this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. Unfortunately, mine is all cracked up and I couldn't find my other one, so I had to work with that. And because of that, I ended up putting on too much highlighter, but it's okay. I have curly hair, so you won't be able to see too much of it. Okay, so now I'm gonna be applying the Sephora lipstick in the color Irresistible Attraction. And I'm gonna be adding, you can add any color lip gloss. I use the lip gloss with a pink tint to it. And then I'm gonna be finishing off this look by applying the Master Fix Maybelline setting spray. Okay, so now I am done. I just need to put on my wig. A list of all the products that I use will be listed below in the description box. If you're interested, head over there. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys for watching my video. I will see you in the next one.